Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us here today. I'm super excited to welcome you all to our event to celebrate Do Day 2021. Without further ado, let me introduce myself. My name is Suha Lalani, and I'm going to be your host today for this session. I am a third year biomedical sciences student at Ryerson University, based out of Canada, with an avid interest in health tech, sustainability, and gender equality. I've been involved with Aurat Raaj for 3 years as their operations lead, helping them with their fundraising and communications operations here in Canada. As you all know, we're here today to celebrate Do Day, which is an initiative by the Do School. Do School for the past several years has been celebrating doers across the globe who are taking collective action on one single topic on one single day. This year, their focus is on raising awareness around carbon footprint and carbon impact. And Aurat Raj is one of their first doers who this year is also taking collective action by celebrating Do Day. Aurat Raj is a youth-led social enterprise with a mission to educate and entertain women using the power and scale of technology. And today, Aurat Raj has brought to you a series of talks by industry leaders and experts to talk about an array of topics ranging from climate change, the impact of climate change on women, and sustainable menstrual practices. Let me share my screen to share some of the really incredible insights. Today, we plan to bridge the gap between communities and experts to lead a more sustainable lifestyle and give an insight on what carbon footprint is. We are proud to share with you that with the help of our partner organization, SRSO, and our incredibly
Suha, can you pause for a second?
Yeah.
There's a bit of a lag. I don't know, Shavana, if you can hear it as well.
No, I think there was previously, but now it's not.
Is it okay now?
Yeah, I guess.
Should I resume?
I think because I had the YouTube link open, maybe that's why.
Oh, yes.
Hold on, I think yeah, let's go ahead.
We are proud to share with you that with the help of our partner organization, SRSO, and our incredibly talented women based out of rural Sindh, we have already created a prototype of our first sustainable menstrual product called Raji Pads. In the sessions ahead, we'll reveal our prototype and talk about how they're a better alternative to your regular menstrual products like cloth pieces, cloth pads, pads, and tampons. We'll also talk about how these Raji pads reduce the health and carbon impact altogether. In today's sessions, we have a number of industry experts and leaders. And before we kickstart the session, I'd like to introduce you to our industry leaders and experts who will be giving us enlightening talks. First, we have Ms. Afiya Salaam. Ms. Afiya Salaam is a renowned journalist who has been covering pieces on climate change and gender equality. It goes without saying that her pieces have changed the narrative around sustainable journalism in Pakistan. And today she will be giving us a talk on why women should be climate warriors in Pakistan. Our second session is by the most talented Samina Bertat Ali. Ms. Samina is an integral part of our partner organization, SRSO, and has played a key role in empowering rural communities. And she's also had a key role in the economic development of rural communities in the fields of arts and culture. Today, she would be giving us a talk on why we should use sustainable menstrual products. And she'll also reveal the process behind our sustainable menstrual products called Raji Pads. Her session will be followed by Ms. Iman Rangoonwala, who's the founder of Code Green. Iman started off her journey as a social entrepreneur with a mission to provide green alternatives for items and commodities of daily use. Today, she will be talking about the pros of choosing a sustainable lifestyle and why we should use a sustainable lifestyle over a non-sustainable one. We're proud to share with you that we also have Dr. Aisha Azam Khan today, who's a renowned gynecologist and an IVF consultant based out of the US. She's been practicing gynecology and medicine for the past several years, and today she will be talking about the correlation between menstruation and climate change. We're incredibly lucky to have us here with us today and talk about one of the most crucial topics. Dr. Aisha's session would be followed by Amal Farouk Malik's session, who would be giving us a talk on why youth should combat climate change and how they should combat climate change. She would be talking about the practical steps that youth like us can take to reduce carbon impact. Amal is a social entrepreneur, and she started her journey when she was just 11 years old. Last but not the least, we have Susie Kalich, who's the founder of Pretty Deadly Self-Defense. Being passionate about gender equality and women's safety, she founded Pretty Deadly and ever since has been empowering women and teaching young girls and women self-defense techniques. Today, she would be talking about how climate change actually impacts gender-based violence and violence against women particularly. Before we kickstart our sessions, I'd like to talk about what can you guys hear me? Hello? Yeah. Before we kickstart our session, I'd like to tell you what carbon footprint is. Carbon footprint is the amount of carbon dioxide that is emitted in the environment. These carbon emissions are a result of our day-to-day activities. For example, the commute that we do through vehicles. When we are commuting through vehicles like cars and buses, those buses give out a number of gases like carbon dioxide and nitrogen dioxide, which pollute the environment. Carbon footprint is in Pakistan, as of 2018, total emissions were around 200,000 kilotons, which constituted around 0.5% of the world's total carbon emissions. And Pakistan, surprisingly, was ranked 5th most vulnerable country to climate change. And it is predicted that if we don't take necessary actions to curb our carbon emissions, by 2030, our carbon emissions would increase up by 300%. Now I'd like to take any of the questions that our viewers might have.
I'm going to start with my question to you, Suha. So you spoke about the carbon footprint. I wanted to ask that, what is an area where Pakistan is contributing the most to climate change, especially around carbon footprint? Like, what is the biggest contributor to our carbon footprint in Pakistan?
Sabah, there are many factors that have contributed to our carbon footprint. Our vehicles and transportation is one of the biggest contributors because our population is growing at an immense rate. It is predicted that every other household in Pakistan will at least have one mode of transportation. And since our transportation relies mostly on oil and gas instead of hydropower, our vehicles release significant amounts of carbon dioxide in the form of smoke into the atmosphere. I believe the second biggest contributor is fast fashion. It is said that fashion industry emits more carbon waste and plastic waste than international and maritime industry combined. And fashion industry is the second largest world's consumer of world's water supply, and it pollutes the oceans with microplastics as well. And it is incredibly shocking how 85% of all the microplastics is dumped into the oceans and seas, polluting that as well. And a rise in population means that there would be an increase in the demand for clothes and textiles. So that is also one of the biggest contributors. A rise in population also means that there will be an increase in the demand of food, which would lead to more agricultural practices. And those agricultural activities release carbon footprint as well through activities like animal rearing and the washing off of fertilizers in the oceans and seas and other water bodies as well.
Got it. Suha, we can't see you.
Yeah, let me start my video again.
Yeah. So just a general question. What about menstrual products? What do you think can menstrual products add to our carbon footprint?
According to one of the leading magazines, it was said that one single woman uses 10,000 menstrual pads in her lifetime. So now you can imagine that we have so many women who have periods, and one woman is using 10,000 pads, and 85% of the pads are made up of plastic. So all of that plastic is going to waste, and it takes around 5 to 15 years for a normal plastic to degenerate. So yes, menstrual products have a key role to play in our carbon footprint and carbon impact. So one of the greatest alternatives to these regular pads and tampons is to switch to cups and other sustainable menstrual products like Raji pads that we're going to reveal in our sessions ahead.
Got it. And all of these pads get dumped into landfills, and
Absolutely, yeah.
they also add to that already existing environmental hazards of landfills.
Absolutely. And the thing in developing country settings is that these products and these waste products are not being collected separately. So they get mixed up, which leads to open burning.
Well, Suha, my question is about the irresponsible waste disposal. Like we usually throw out the garbage, including plastics, boxes, and as Sabha talked about the menstrual products like sanitary pads. So what actually does it do with our environment?
Karachi surprisingly produces 9,000 tons of waste on a daily basis. So one day, Karachi is producing 9,000 tons of waste. And like I said, that this waste is not being collected separately. So different types of waste are not being collected separately and are collectively dumped on the roads. And when they're dumped on the roads, to get rid of them, to have like free land, we go through ways like we opt for ways like open burning, which again releases carbon dioxide and other carbon related gases. So if we have like safe disposal and we actually operate this safe disposal, we can reduce carbon impact by a significant amount. If the authorities start disposing of the waste in actual operational landfill sites, it is said that 5 million lives that are lost every year due to waste-related diseases would not be lost. And if the waste is disposed safely, our environment won't be impacted as it is as of now.
Got it. Thank you, Suha, for this lovely session and overall telling us what the day will bring. We're starting our day really early, and just to add, we're all in different places and we've gotten together to celebrate this day. My day started at 6:30. Suha, your day is actually night, isn't it?
It's 12 a.m. Yeah.
It's 12 a.m. Shavana, what time is it there for you? I think it's
9:40 something.
Okay, so you've got the most perfect time.
Yeah.
Okay, I think Suha, you have a couple more slides, so I'll let you continue.
Actually, this is the last slide. More carbon footprint to reduce and more actions to take. We're going to reveal more actions in our sessions ahead. We have Dr. Miss Afiya Salaam coming up in, I believe, 40 minutes. Should be talking about why women should be climate warriors and the impact of climate change on gender equality. So we're pretty excited about that. I've learned a lot from these talks that I took with the experts and industry leaders that we have today for you all. And I'm hoping that you would learn just as much, if not more, from these sessions. So please do join us in our sessions ahead.
I'm going to quickly give it to Shavana to also include what our rural women are doing on this particular day, because they're also taking some small actions within their communities and their villages. Shavana, do you want to conclude that, what way or what actions are our rural women taking?
Yeah, actually, we also wanted to include our rural menstrual champions in this campaign, in this DODay. So they are actually now busy in doing some stuff that's related to plantation activities. Also, they are recycling some stuff. They are using the old clothes and making some new products out of it. And they are using their skills. They are using their applic skills for that. They are designing their own clothes. They are designing the cultural. There's a kind of cultural clothes that is used in Sindh, which we call really. So one of the menstrual champion is also creating or creating relief from the old clothes, and also like they are also doing listening parties on the for the very first time on carbon footprint, because there there's no, unfortunately there's no awareness about carbon footprint in rural areas. Like Soha said, they usually burn out their trash or the garbage in open places that also emits out carbon emissions. So I think their listening parties would definitely impact their communities, and that's all.
Shavana, do you want to tell us what listening party is? What do you mean
Yeah.
when you say listening party?
Yeah, the listening party is actually when a community leader invites some community people, including women, and also I heard from one minstrel champion that she would invite some kids in this party, and in the listening party, the community leader uses audio series that is created by our team, and she plays the audio series, and they all listen it, and they all learn about the new things, including menstruation and including the carbon footprint, like today.
Awesome. Thank you. So I'm really excited. And then I will catch both of you in the next session that will happen with Miss Afiya Salaam. With that, let's conclude. And thank you to anyone who's watching or who will watch in the future. And we're very thankful to the Do School for putting this entire mission together that we joined, and other doers around the world who are also taking action today. So thank you, everyone, and I'll see you in the next session. Take care.
Bye.